I can't afford one kid. Let me just have another one. I'm thinking, are you freaking crazy?
If you are poor, you already can't afford yourself, why would you have a baby?
Owning one dog is expensive enough. I never thought in my head, oh, let me get another dog. You know, I live in the US of A. Dogs are expensive here. There are laws around all sorts of stuff here. And it's not cheap to have a dog. And so when I hear people talk about, oh, I can't afford one kid, let me just have another one. I'm thinking, are you freaking crazy? Guess what? Kids live a lot longer than dogs. Dogs maximum is about 15 years of financial commitment. Kids, that's you're not even through the halfway point these days. It's just wild to me when people are like, I got 3 kids. I can't imagine having 3 dogs.
Now, the first young lady, she compared having a kid to owning a dog. And I know most people probably watched or commented, probably went ape shit crazy, right? But she actually is right, especially from a cash flow financial perspective. She also pointed out that at max, a dog is what, a 15-year investment compared to a child. When they're 15, that's really just halfway of their life. Like, you still got a good 10, 15 years just to oversee and make sure that they aren't getting chewed up and spat out in the world, right? Now, if you think about it from a historical standpoint, right? I can even think about it from my standpoint. When I was growing up, my mama been told me before I hit 18 that when you hit 18, you get done with school, high school, that is, my job as a parent is done. And a lot of parents from that time didn't understand that that's not how it was supposed to go. Yes, there is some responsibility that the child does have to pick up once they, pass 18 years of age. But as far as letting them off, like freeloading them, hey, this is your stop, here you go. It's not the best, course of action for a child to properly go from young adult to adulthood. But now in today's time, like, it's a very, very much a real thing. Now, think about it from a systems point of view, right? The old system had your child leaving the home, flying away from the nest, right, when they hit 18. However, in today's time, with a lot of hyper individualism, you actually are recommended to support your child well into their 20s, well into their 30s. Now, it's a lot of other things that could come along with that, and it's a balance, right? Because you can support your child at the same time, let them fail in a controlled situation. Essentially, don't let them fail and end up getting an eviction at 21, i.e., if you think about having kids before you actually have them, right? And that brings me back to my point. If you're already struggling, going and purposely adding a 30-year uncapped financial liability to your life, it's really not a smart idea. Having a pet is a luxury. Having a child, especially when you don't have the infrastructure for it, that's just a bad situation for both parties, including the child itself. Let's go to the next video.
The thing is, pregnancy is 100% preventable. Y'all are just reckless. And why wouldn't I support abortion? If you are poor, you already can't afford yourself, why would you have a baby? To me, it does not make any sense. First of all, if you are poor, you should not be doing any activities that will result in you having a kid. You should be focused on getting your motherfucking money up. What are we talking about right now? If you are poor, having intercourse to the point where you're going to produce a child should be the last motherfucking thing on your mind. You cannot take care of yourself, but you're going to fund the life of a whole nother human being? Tell me, how much sense does that make? And then again, yes, what is wrong with me supporting abortion? Y'all make dumb decisions, so at least there's a fall safe. Just in case your dumb ass don't get the plan B, you can go to the clinic, but still you have the baby anyway, so it don't fucking matter. My problem is, get off the motherfucking internet complaining about it. You did it to yourself.
Now, the second lady that y'all just seen, she damn sure stepped on the gas 100%. She hit you with the get your money up, not your funny up. Pretty much, Your main thing should be getting your money up and not just around here trying to have another life that you can't fund for if you can barely fund for yourself. Pretty much what I just said from the first video. And salute to that young lady for hitting the nail right on the head. If you can't afford them, stop getting on the internet and complaining and doing all this extra shit online for something that is your responsibility. She's talking about is my favorite two things: resource allocation and accountability. If a business has zero resources, zero capital, zero infrastructure, no revenue, and they want to open up 3 new branches, pretty much all of it's going to crumble down like as soon as they try to go open it. But society will have you believe that you can actually pull it off. More specifically, the culture, black culture, talking specifically to y'all, we have treated the mindset of actually thinking about having kids before we actually have them. We've treated it as a purely emotional thing. We treated it as something that, oh, you know you can have a child, instead of, hey, are you financially stable to have a child yet? Hey, what is your future plans like for the next 5 to 10 years? You know, just for yourself. Because if you don't have no plan for yourself, how can you come up with a plan for a child, right? Doesn't make nobody sense, right? Now, let me tie everything together, right? I agree 100% with the young ladies, both of them. And mostly why? Because they see the game that's being played out. Now, having kids blindly, without a plan, zero infrastructure, you know what I mean? Very little teachings. That is pretty much a recipe for disaster in today's time. And also, from what I've seen in my life, it also creates an inescapable life of poverty. Now, let's just say in today's time, right, if you had 3 kids, in today's society, those kids will grow up with all 3 individualistic mindsets, which is normal. But that's 3 separate lives you have to pretty much support. Because what's not being talked about as much as having your own is how to get your own. You know, everybody likes nice cars, going out to the nice restaurants, nice parties, but nobody talks about, hey, what can we do to get there? Not like actually physically get there, but like, yo, what steps can we take to where we can get this car and we don't actually have to pay no money because we already have a great relationship with the owners? Or, hey, I can get into this club, I can get into this party pretty much free because I already know these people because we work in this business together. Those things aren't talked about as much as, oh, you gonna have that baby shower coming up? Okay, I'm gonna get the child some more clothes, I'm gonna get them some new shoes. What else they need? Oh, you need some more Pampers? See, we talk about those things. That's talked about, but we don't talk about the stuff that rich people talk about. It's always broke people. Be honest. And broke ain't what you got in your wallet at the time. Broke is a mindset. It really is. Now, if you want to be successful, right, you have to literally run your life. And some people say relationships, and I agree 110%. You have to run your relationship, your family, relationship / marriage, your family, as in the 2-parent child or 2-child, 1-child dynamic. You have to run this like a CEO would run a Fortune 500 company. That's the kind of mindset you should have, right? So if it's something that a millionaire, billionaire wouldn't do for their company, why would you pretty much do the same for your family? You have to start looking at family structure, relationship, marriage structure as a business. Yeah, it's love in there. Yeah, that's nice. But overall, like, love aside, motherfucker, this is a business. If I don't go do X, Y, and Z, we gonna have issues. It's gonna make me look like a bad business partner if I don't go do what I'm supposed to do, for us. And not just, like I said, not just on some love type stuff, but on some, hey, we're building towards a future, generational. if you go and look up, damn, the Weingarten family, yep, them in Houston, look them up. Look up family structures, right? Look up like rich family structure, not necessarily rich people, but rich family structures. It's certain things that they do in other family structures that we need to take and adopt. We need forget adopt. We need to just carbon copy still exactly what they did. Cause ain't no sense of trying to come up with our own. It's already a blueprint out there that we can adopt at any time and use. But society don't want us to do that. Society wants us to be simps. They want us to be a quote unquote high value man. Can't do that without no infrastructure, man. First, get your money up. 2, build a foundation. And 3, secure the alliance. Stop making moves that you don't have to make. Stop thinking about things from an emotional standpoint and start thinking about it from a logical standpoint. What would a CEO do, right? What would Bezos do? What would what would Warren Buffett do? Hell, I even go as far as to say, what would Trump do in the standpoint of running a business, right? Start thinking about those things when it comes not only just to the side business that you're doing, but to your life. Stop thinking that life is just lovey-dovey. Yeah, it's love, it's appreciation in there, but this shit is a business. Life is 100% business. Don't be like me. Don't learn the hard way. You can learn the easy way just by switching over, right? So, until next time, y'all, this is your boy, Clayton. Peace, man.